For the moment, let's focus on the skeletal system, the body's internal framework of bones. These bones have many shapes and sizes. The largest bones are the two femurs, or thigh bones. For their weight, in fact, the femurs are much stronger than steel. In contrast to the femurs, the smallest bones in the body are three tiny, delicate bones deep inside the ear. Sound waves cause these bones to vibrate and send signals to the brain. In the human hand alone, there are 27 different bones. Let's take a look at a single bone and see how it changes and grows over time. We'll look at the tibia, or shin bone. Before birth, in the human fetus, most of this bone is cartilage, which we show here in the color blue. Already, however, some hard bone tissue has begun to form in the center of the bone. After birth, as the bone grows, new cartilage is formed and then replaced by hard bone. In this way, the bone gets bigger. This process continues throughout childhood, although it slows somewhat during later childhood. But then it speeds up dramatically in the teenage years, when there is a growth spurt. By the late teens, growth stops. Most cartilage will have been completely replaced by hard bone. The more we learn about the bones of the skeletal system, the more important they seem. The skeletal system serves several functions. For one thing, bones give our bodies shape and support. Our skeletal systems help give us our human form. We look different from an elephant or a bird, in part because of the different shapes of our skeletons. We also look different from each other, partly because of our skeletal systems. We are tall or short or in between because of the size and shape of our bones. Have you ever thought of what we'd look like if it weren't for our skeletons? We'd be like a mass of jelly. We'd have no shape or form, and we'd be unable to stand without the internal support of our bones. A second important function of the skeletal system is that it protects the important internal organs of the body. Consider the brain. The brain coordinates all our conscious and unconscious activities. If the brain were damaged, a person might lose important capabilities. He or she might become blind, be unable to speak, lose the power of memory, or even die. But the brain has some very effective protection. The skull. The skull is like a helmet that surrounds the brain. The top of the skull forms a dome, a shape that is very strong and can withstand heavy blows. Extending from the base of the brain, running down the back, is the spinal cord, an elongated bundle of nerve tissues that branch out and carry messages between the brain and other parts of the body. The spinal cord, too, has very good protection. The skull rests on another part of the skeletal system, the spinal column. The spinal column is made up of 33 bones called vertebrae. Each vertebra has a ring-like shape. Together, these vertebrae form a flexible tube through which the spinal cord passes, protected from possible injury. Attached to the upper vertebrae are 12 pairs of arched bones called ribs. Most of these ribs are joined in the front by cartilage to a shield-like bone called the sternum, or breastbone. The ribs, sternum, and vertebrae together form a kind of cage that protects vital organs in the chest, including the heart and the lungs. Our skeletal and muscular systems make it possible for us to move, to play, to actively enjoy the world around us.